Alright, so now we've got the carburetor open. We've got the float pole off. Let me put it down here so I can use a pointer of some sort. Screwdriver. So, the thing you need to know about, and this is difficult for me because I'm using my left hand, this is your main jet right here. And I don't know if you can see in this video, but it's a 110. So I know OG was asking you to give him your main jet size. That's what you're looking for. That number right here on the main jet. Down here is your pilot jet. So very crudely, your pilot jet and your air fuel control all the real low end stuff. That off idle into, you know, an eighth, maybe even a quarter throttle. And there's a lot of overlap here, but then they transition into the needle, which we talked about before, and I'll try to show you how that works in a minute. And then the needle works from, say, a quarter throttle to somewhere close to 3/4 throttle, at which point all the fuel starts being limited by the size of this hole in the main jet. And listen, there's a lot of guys on the internet who can explain it better than me. I'm just trying to kind of keep it simple here. But those are the things you're going to need to know. Your main jet. I think the carb comes with a selection of main jets. I know that my bike came with a pile. I don't know if you bought them separately, but I don't have any other pilots. I'm thinking that the pilots are going to work without changing. I think you can do everything you need with the air fuel, the needle, and the main. So those are the basics. That's really all you need to know for this really basic work you're doing. But one of the things you might hear about is float level, and I'm going to try to... Okay, so the big black plastic blob there, those are your floats. And if you can see, when the float rises, it's essentially, you know, the float bowl fills with fuel, and these things float. And you can see it closing that metering valve there. What that does is it stops the flow of fuel. When the float bowl's full, it stops the flow of fuel. That way it doesn't overflow out onto the street. And there are some fine adjustments to be made there. But in this case, I think as long as you're not, leaking fuel all over the street, you're probably okay with it as is.